Hey everyone, it's August 5th. Yes. Of course it's nighttime doing daily catch-up stuff. Really haven't had too many triggers. I've actually been staying in the house more. Again, if I'm staying on, it's because I'm trying to think. I apologize. I did have a outburst last night. Not exactly sure where that came from. I was actually extremely calm. And I'm trying to think about it. Hang on. See, again, when I get upset, especially during the manic phases, I will get upset like really fast and like have no idea what the heck I got upset about. Like I'll just block it out. So I noticed I was playing the PS3, and my husband was in here. Ew, and I asked him to turn off the stereo and the stereo setup thingy, and he didn't do it fast enough for me, I guess. So I actually just unplugged the fuckers from the socket. And I totally lost it. Actually threw the remote down from the PS3 and like the whole thing just shut off. So I actually did manage to save the game. I just had to like reboot the system today, which took like an hour. Frickin' suck. I thought I totally crashed it. Because I did jerk it really hard. And it's actually in a table to where it's like stuck in there, so it's gonna hit the legs and shit like that. Magical lights. So again, there is an outburst thing, which I am doing a very poor job at actually trying to, I wouldn't say control, because I don't want to, you can't control anger, not the way that I've taught myself, like the way that people have talked about it, but I'm trying to actually learn how to piece it together before it happens. And what's happening is that, as I've like mentioned repeatedly, with all the stressors and triggers and the grief and all this crap that's just adding up, it's like I can't feel it before it comes. Like over the past two and a half years, I could feel it start to build, but I'm at the point to where it just goes from like 1 to like 10 in a split second, and I really am scared about that. I got temper people, just ask my family, that's all yet. So, and it is a concern with the therapist also. I did have to sign a new, I forgot what the heck you call it. It's basically a paper that stipulates that if I plot to hurt somebody or kill them, or if I actually do hurt somebody, or Lord forbid try to kill them, that I will be basically arrested and either placed in, you know, whatever, that type of setting, or actually placed in a state facility type place, because I would actually be a threat to myself and society. That's the way my therapist put it, which I've never actually felt that way until I started therapy. Believe it or not, I think bringing up the past and a whole bunch of bad shit that happens actually kind of made me worse. No big surprise there. So yeah, I get to see her Tuesday, by the way. Again, I'm starting to kind of figure out what she's doing since I've been off the Topamax, which will be the 7th week this week. She actually pushes a lot more buttons. She will toss crap in your face just to see your reaction. And then at the end, she's concerned, you should go to the hospital. And, it kind of feels like a head game, and a bit confusing at times. I do understand what she's actually trying to do, which is basically trying to get my face cracked that I'm not ready to go there yet with. Especially regarding adoptive parents, my daughter, and we talk a lot about my living habits or whatever. Both her and my psychiatrist, as I've said, believe I live in an unhealthy environment. Mainly because I feel paranoid somewhat. I don't know why. I kind of do know why, honestly. I just really, I hope you can hear all this noise in the background. I apologize, but I do feel kind of stressed and paranoid in the house. Mainly his nephew is like completely freaky. He needs to go back on his meds. So like each day with him, it's like dealing with a different person half the freaking time. Some days he's nice and calm and he'll like talk to you. Then there's days where he like completely shuts out the world. And there's okay, seriously, that kind of sounds like me. Wow. Maybe that's why I don't like it. Not ready to face myself. Holy crap. See what my therapist does to me? Oh, fucking bitch. Anyways, so, and then of course I have my husband. He's a bit of a trigger. Sometimes, not all the time. I've actually learned to, as I mentioned, like black out certain shit. I have noticed that one thing that sets me off is the N-word, and excuse me, I gotta pop up again. My security loves to tell me everything, as I said. I hate the N-word, so whenever I hear it, I'm like, excuse me, and I get all hostile for a second. It's not the way I was raised. It was just black and white. There was no N-words or light skin or dark skin. It was just, you know, two different colors. So, I really don't like the word, as I've said. It just, I don't know, it brings on like hatred in me for some reason. It's, again, I said I don't like small-minded people who can't actually think like a rational human being. So, using that word is like the bottom of the totem pole type crap. And I just, being around people like that really are negative. I will say last night was a trigger. I'm just going to talk a little bit about it because I don't want to stay up all freaking night. I actually had a little bit of fun. I'm not going to describe anything, I guess you could say. But, not a bad thing, really. But my spouse was actually a bit forceful than usual. So, I do not plan on telling my therapist this, because I know she'll have somebody waiting in the waiting room for me when I leave. I actually, it wasn't like a complete blackout. I guess you would call it like a functioning blackout. I have no freaking idea what to call it. But it's kind of like I was gone, then I would pop in, and then like I'd be in a different room, then I'd black out again and pop, and I'm like standing in the kitchen, and it was freaking weird as hell. So, not exactly sure how to describe that one. So that was a little freaky. That was the first time that happened. So that was kind of different. But I did go to bed actually in a pretty good mood. So I can't blame him. I'm a little freak. So just maybe it's because I wasn't ready for it. Not really sure. And along with the mania that I'm going through and trying not to think about everything is becoming, it was overwhelming, and I was like where I'm staying away from my triggers. As you've noticed, I'm going back to my bedroom right now for the videos. So No, they're fine. So, I don't go in the room that I wrote on, which I have not showed the wall this weekend. I will do that tomorrow, along with my happy thought box. Probably do that sometime in the afternoon or something. But I love my total prep. Where was I? Oh yes, I'm staying in this room. I have found out that actually being in the other room is a bit of a trigger. I think it's partly because of all the angry words I chose to put on the wall, even though they're good feelings. And it's also because, hang on one second, what, babe?
We'll go check on him.
Go ahead.
Great sound.
Go ahead, it's fine.
That's why I shut him down, guys.
Okay, babe, thank you, don't try to describe.
You want to drink?
No, I got water.
Okay, that's what I said.
Okay, train of thought, just lost it. Oh, the room with all the writing on it. I stopped going in it mainly because of all the hateful words, like I think I just said. Also because it reminds me of what I had planned on doing, which was to bring my daughter home. Which, you know, after some seriously deep, rational thinking, I realize it's going to be a while before I can get the job. And if I do get a job, it's no guarantee I'm going to be able to keep it. Even on medication, I do not keep jobs for that long. I really don't. I think the longest one that I've had ever is for 6 months. I did do carpentry for a long time, but I don't actually consider it a job because it was actually fun. So working in the warehouse is not fun. I get bored extremely fast. Plus, a lot of the guys there are complete a-holes. Because I do go through the labor pools, so not exactly picking up the best people from the community. That kind of scenario. So I don't think I'm quite ready to go back to work yet. I have noticed that my mania is a little decreased. My thoughts are still kind of jumbled, but that's also right now because I woke up late and actually I should have checked my clock kind of ready. It's mainly the anxiety part. I am freaking out right now just a little bit. I don't know why. This is not the first video that I've done, but I do not like even having my picture taken, which is a big thing for me. So, yeah, hang on one second. Hoping it's a little bit quieter. Anyways, my mania is a bit calmer than it was over the past couple days. I think it's mainly a big chunk of that is because I'm actually staying inside the house. Not like staying inside on purpose. I'm sorry, I got heartburn. It's basically like the things I know that are gonna trigger me. I just do not deal with them right now. More pop-ups. So in a way, it's not. I'm not taking a step back. I'm just choosing to focus on things that actually calm me down instead of overwhelming me with the stuff that I know I need to deal with. So this is definitely new. As I mentioned, I've never had these many stressors at once, especially on top of the grief. It is a lot to take in. I hope that music is not too loud. I really do. But I love the CD. It's actually kind of calming to me. So today was actually a pretty good day. Again, I stayed up till about 3 or 4 in the morning. which is becoming a regular routine. At first it was like midnight, 1 o'clock, then it was like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, so now it's like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, which is probably driving my husband nuts. Because he actually gets up usually 6 and 7 to go to work. So, well, not work, he helps out his friend, I guess is the way to put it. His friend actually needs help getting to work. So, I see it as a positive thing that he's doing. But, so it's kind of distressing for him. I know he gets up in the morning and he's like barely got any sleep. Then he comes back and he sleeps all day. And the past 2 weekends he's actually slept all weekend. Like all day, all night type thing. And he is not on his Prozac. For some reason, his PCP actually scheduled the appointment and the refill at like the wrong time, so he actually should have seen a doctor before he actually ran out of meds, which is a given. So the past couple days he's been on edge and upset. But anyways, trying not to dwell too much on that either. It is stressful because he gets hostile extremely fast, especially when his nephew messes with him a lot. So, but again, back to my mania. Trying to stay focused here. It is calmer, like I said. My thoughts are still kind of crumpled, clustered together like a racetrack, but it's manageable right now, so it's not as severe as it was. I have noticed the past 2 days I'm actually aware of when I'm not eating, which is actually a good thing. When I'm in my like full manic mode, like at the peak, I will forget to eat completely until like somebody says like, "What did you eat today?" And I'll be like, breakfast," and I'm like, "Yeah." So that is kind of bad, but I did actually remember to eat meals for the past 2 days on my own, which is like friggin' awesome. So I'm starting to get back to some normality. Unless of course there's another big trigger, and then I'll be back on the roller coaster ride again. So my sex drive is actually at a peak right now, which is usually what happens when I'm like coming off the mania. I don't like doing it in a way, but it's kind of like a coping mechanism for me. Kind of hard to explain. I'm not sure if anybody else feels the way. I know when I first go into my manic mode, like I don't want no one to touch me, just leave me the hell alone. I get like hostile, angry, frustrated, can't think straight. That's when my sleeping habits change. I tend to wear the same clothes over and over again. I wash them, but I just keep on wearing the same clothes because I feel comfy in them. Which I've actually been keeping track of, like when I'm in my manic mode, and those are the things I've noticed. And I'm sorry, I got really stuffy ears because I'm allergic to cats and they slept with us again. But so at the beginning of my mania, I'm very withdrawn. I don't want to be touched. I don't want to have sex. Don't even want to be seen nude. I dread going outside in the public. I really do. At the beginning, it's like seems like the world's crashing around me. Then when I like actually peak and just kind of like level out, I become a bit more talkative, not to the point that I talk to strangers or I go out of my way to like talk to people, but I feel less shy and more comfy actually talking about stuff with my husband and other people involved in my life, which is usually when I call my family and stuff, so I don't sound like I'm totally spastic. But again, I do forget to eat meals. At the point where I'm level, I have noticed that a lot. Um, the hygiene becomes a bit of a problem sometimes. I will wash my hair. I am a freak about my hair. If it just feels like a bit icky, I have to wash it. So I usually wash it like every day or every other day. Even if I'm depressed or manic, it just has to be done. Um, but as for like skincare, I tend to skip the regimen for a day or two or three. So that is very noticeable. Um, I also tend to not black out, but just kind of like in a daze type thing. Okay. Sorry, more pop-ups. And it's kind of like I will do like my whole routine half the time, which is each day I try to, well, I do to it sucks because I do it and then like it gets destroyed like the same freaking day. But usually I will like sweep when they're not here, mop and do the bathroom and pick up this room, pick up that room, and I do it every fucking day. And of course, they come home and two guys is like freaking destroyed the same day I do it. So each day it's like the same thing I do, and I can actually go through the routine and like not even actually realize that I'm actually doing it sometimes, if that makes a bit of sense. It's kind of like I turn into like a robot. Like I know I'm supposed to do this, so I just like go into auto mode or something. I don't know what to say. Then at the peak, which is like compared to some bipolar people which I've met, I am not that bad. I actually met a girl who was actually, I mean, severely bipolar, and her mania was like, shit. It blew me away. I just could not comprehend being that way. I mean, I felt bad for her, and I tried to help her out and be there for her when she needed me. But she had like uncontrollable mania, uncontrollable depression, and I'm not sure which one it is, the bipolar 1 or the bipolar 2. I totally get them mixed up. I have the one that's like more manageable, less life altering, I guess you could say, life changing. And at my peak, I actually trying to figure this out. I actually become more aware of what I'm doing. I think that's just that's when my thoughts actually start to race more. So that's when the anxiety kicks in a bit stronger also, and that usually lasts like a week. Again, this is the longest manic episode I've been in, which will be on the third week coming up tomorrow or tonight. I don't know if it's past midnight yet. Try not to look at the clock because it just freaks me out. But I peaked I say like a week to a week and a half ago. I'm sorry. And that's when the anger got extremely bad. Also, I was talking a lot about my daughter and her family that she's staying with forever, and letting a lot of stuff get to me, like our neighbors who are complete pricks. Other factors were involved. I'm not gonna get too deep into those. So this by far is the worst manic episode I've had. Again, I do not go into full-blown mania. I just don't. I've never gone that far. Not yet, anyways. Can't say never, because you never know. But again, I have seen, again, this girl that I was actually trying to help in, like, full-blown mania. And she would blow her whole paycheck and spend it on God knows what, and then come home and like have bags full of crap that he's probably not going to use. Um, and honestly, seeing her do what she done was, I felt bad for her because after she came down, she would feel like complete shit. She slept around a lot, and I felt like, holy crap, is this really what it's going to be like? Um, so that's kind of like the first person I met with it. And when she was manic, she was off the wall manic. She did not have anger issues like I do. So I think that's, my therapist and me actually kind of agree that that's due to PTSD and all the crap I've been through in life and the stuff I'm going through now. And I'm just stuck on being ticked off for no reason. So, and then, like I said, I'm actually starting to come down. So my mind is a bit more calmer. And, you do get these like spells of being aroused, which is the best way to put it. And for the most part, I can control them. They are manageable. As I said, I have been to a therapist for that, so I know what to actually look for before they happen. And then again, there's times where if you just do the right thing, it's like I'm off. So yeah. So I'm hoping that it won't last too much longer. Because again, I said Tuesday when I see my therapist, if I still feel like I'm totally not going to be able to come down, then I would admit myself into the hospital, which I don't want to do. Hospitals suck. Surprisingly, the food around here is not that bad. I can't say that much. It's just the people in it. Yeah, I don't want to stay in a boring hospital with nothing to do and naked people walking around. So, and then again, you feel like a guinea pig because they gotta find the right medication, and then they gotta find the right dosage, and if that don't work, they have to try something else or like take a combination of shit together and mix it. And I really don't want to do that to my body. I have enough health issues as it is. So taking all these medications, especially the antipsychotics, the mood stabilizers, the agonists and the antagonists and stuff like that, actually affects a lot of your organs. I know I've mentioned that. And I'm trying not to mess my body up worse than it already is. So I think by being off of a mood stabilizer is probably not the best choice to make right now. I will say that. But after being on a Depakote for so long and still getting pain like where my liver is, which I never actually told my doctor or my psychiatrist, because I was actually like not zombie-ish, I was extremely calm. The only thing with Depakote is I lost like a lot of hair, and sex was not even in the picture. I blew up and I kept on gaining weight. So that's where the Topamax came in. And after that started making me hostile, I'm just like, I'm done for a little while. I need a freaking break. Again, not the best idea with all this going on, but I actually do babysit myself during the day. I got a notebook that I do actually keep track of some things. And again, I got the Pinzu journal that I do write in a couple times a day. If my husband and his nephew are home, then I usually do the Pinzu like once and hope I get it all done at the same time. Today, I think I wrote in my journal like 4 separate times because they were both sleeping downstairs like hibernating bears in the dark. I kept on checking on them, and they like each got a couch, and I'm like, what the fuck happened. I left the room and they passed out. It was weird as hell. But ow, husband, stop. So now I lost my thought. Fuck, I hate when this happens. Oh, so I'm starting to come down, trying to make this shorter, and the sex thing starting to happen again. So I'm trying to control that to the best that I can, without getting too carried away. Especially since I'm back on the hormone therapy, my chances of getting pregnant are increased, actually, and yeah, that would not be a very good thing right now. So, yeah, does seem a little scary right now. I'm not gonna broach on that topic because that's a big trigger, as you would know from my past videos. So, the next thing I get to look forward to is keeping track of my downside. To see when it kicks in, if I can feel it kick in, which usually I can. Depression is very noticeable. The mania kind of slips in at the beginning. It's just like you feel a bit better, then you feel kind of happier, then poof, mania hits you. So that one kind of sneaks up on me. The depression actually is like, you can just feel it coming. I mean, like, your body feels achy sometimes. You don't really want to eat that much, and if you do, it's like, for me, it's like salty foods or sweet foods. Like, I don't crave nothing healthy. It's just stuff to stick in my body, which I'm actually trying to change that. Still working on it. And again, with the depression, you know, comes that I just want to stay in the house, don't want to go outside, and I kill myself with all these thoughts and memories, and I flash back all the time. It is my own personal hell, I guess you could say. So I think about everything when I'm in my depressed mode, which I'm actually trying to teach myself not to do that, and it is not easy at all. Again, I hope the music is not too loud, and I hope you don't mind Linkin Park, but they mellow me out. So, with that being said, I think I'm pretty much done. I really didn't do too much today, just some cleaning, laundry, same thing I mentioned before. So, yeah, I would say the way that I'm feeling right now, I should actually come off my mania by this week, I'm hoping, because I'm starting to feel more relaxed and calm and not so, like, speed track in my head. So now I just have to watch out for the signs of depression. And again, I talked about that with my therapist, and the messed up part about not being on meds and being bipolar and going into the depressive phase with all my triggers and stressors and grief is it actually increases your chance for suicidal thoughts and behavior and cutting. I'm still in my 30s and I do cut, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's been about a month and a half since I cut last. I am actually trying. It is very hard sometimes, but I try not to do it. So that usually happens during my depressive phase, not the manic phase. So again, that's another thing that I actually have to keep myself aware of. My husband, on the other hand, doesn't actually. He's not like a permanent babysitter, so I do have to do some of this myself. So it is a bit frustrating, and especially since I don't have any friends in Cincinnati, period, or any friends close by to actually hang out with that know what I'm going through who might have the same things. So I'm still trying to work on that one, but My CD's telling me to shut up. So I'm sorry. So I need to get off soon. So I am trying to work on trying to find a friend, just one. I don't need 5 or 10 or 15 or 20. I just want one. Um, and it could even be an online friend who's close. I have no problem with that. And again, talking to you guys overseas is awesome because I know you guys have watched already. You've mentioned it, and I love the support, but it's not quite close to home type feeling support. So, yeah, it's kind of depressing sometimes. So hopefully in the next few days, you and I will notice a change, my shift in moods and stuff like that. I'll be more mellow, more focused than I am right now. I probably will not be using the music as a background that much. I mean, when I come off my mania, I'm more comfy, somewhat you could say. But I do still have the fear going outside, which happens in both phases, so it kind of sucks. The one thing I do want to say before I actually get off is that tomorrow I go for the anger management thing, which sucks. I know I'm terrified of going. I really don't want to talk about this crap in front of people. But I do believe that needs to be turned down just a little bit. I'm sorry, talking to my husband. She sings really loud. So tomorrow is actually, I have an appointment at 2 again with Icon, new place. So tomorrow is all the paperwork. I'm not sure how long that's going to take. I've never done this. But I made the appointment for 2 so that he could still have time to help out his friend. I think it's at 4:30ish he has to do that. Something like that. And so I gotta bring in proof of income and ID and whatever else and stuff like that. And I guess they gotta pass you through, see if you gotta pay or anything like that. I know it's on a sliding fee thing, and considering that, you know, I don't have a job and he's like the main cash holder right now, trying to actually take care of a whole friggin' house on what he actually has is very limited. So most likely I will not have to pay, I hope. Then after that I have a second appointment, which is actually an assessment, which I'm hoping is not like in a psychiatric ward where there's like the psychiatrist followed with like med students and other people around them, cause that kind of freaks me out. Talking to one person's like, okay, I can kind of handle that. Talking to like 2 or 3 or 4 people in the same room at one time can become frustrating for me and panicky. So, wish me luck tomorrow. I've never done this crap. I used to go to AA. I actually stopped going. I'm not gonna lie. And I was even scared to talk at those. I think I've mentioned that before. So, talking about my anger, which I have never ever done. I mean, like the real roots of like what caused some of my anger is. That's kind of what I'm scared of. I know that's the whole point of taking this counseling thing is to find out what causes it and where it comes from, and I think that is going to terrify the crap out of me. So I honestly hope I'm not doing too much right now, psychiatric wise, therapy wise. But my therapist obviously doesn't do anger management. That's why she referred me to the United Way and all these other places. So hopefully tomorrow's okay and I don't totally freak out. That would be nice. Yeah. One day without freaking out talking to somebody. And trying not to curse and trying not to lose my temper. especially in a new setting, new people, a shitload of stuff to do, I will become extremely panicky, and usually anger follows the panic. So, like right now, I'm feeling panicky just thinking about it. Klonopin time. It'll be my third one today, so I try to take it before I go to sleep. Hey, stop hitting me in the tush. So, I'm going to leave with that. I will probably do one tomorrow after I get back home, because hopefully his nephew won't be here, and I know my husband won't be here. So, not that I'm comfy talking in front of you, but you know what I mean. Oh wait. His nephew, on the other hand, is a nosy ass teenager. Swear to God, he should have been a girl half the time. And that sounds harsh. Mom, you would totally understand that when he actually answered the house phone and you thought there was another girl staying here. Yeah, I sound more like a man he does, and that's because of my freaking allergies. I take that back. That is bad karma. Oh my goodness, I'm so gonna get whacked. I gotta watch what I say. So, hang on a second. God, I hope he doesn't watch these videos. Oh my goodness. I don't have my real name up, obviously. So, wow. But holy cow. Yeah, my mom thought that there was a girl staying here. She's like, "Are you?" Well, she asked if I was still doing whatever. I'm like, "No, that wasn't a girl. It's his nephew." And I think we like actually had a big debate about it. She's like, "No, that wasn't a guy. That was a girl." I'm like, "Mom, it was a guy," and she didn't believe me at all. So I think we talked about that like in 3 separate phone calls. It was weird. Anyways, I need to get off and take a shower and take my Klonopin and probably have a little fun and relax, that kind of stuff. So, say a prayer for me tomorrow, because tomorrow's gonna be like holy shit day. I've never had to deal with anger management counselors. And I hope it's not like my therapist who likes to push buttons, because it'll fucking piss me off, man. Holy crap, fuck the assessment, just stick her in a class. Yeah, I don't do well with that. And of course, you know, they're going to talk about triggers and stressors and where the anger is coming from. And you know, again, I'll keep on saying there's a reason why I'm dealing with all this shit. I just can't see past it. So when I do see past it, I'm going to be totally amazed. It's going to change my life. And I'll be a bit more... I don't want to say normal, because normal is boring to me. I hate normal people. But I'll be more at peace with my life. Is a good way to put it. So, until then, tomorrow, I hope you guys have a great night or morning, depending on what time zone you're in. Shit. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.